This episode is brought to you by Prime Video. In the small town of Holland, Michigan, nothing is ever what it seems. Behind the tulip festivals and pretty houses lay dark secrets that threaten to tear a marriage apart. Nicole Kidman stars in this darkly twisted thriller about a wife and mother whose quest to uncover her husband's secrets may get her more than she bargained for. Holland, streaming on Prime Video March 27th.
Year 6, Day 286. Chartrulean found a girl named Nicola. She lost her vision due to some kind of degenerative illness and was sitting near one of the city's old fountains. Apparently, when Chartrulean passed by, she knew who he was and called out to him. I guess her loss of sight amplified some kind of ability to see people's auras and other things that aren't really there. Chartrulean has her in the seminary now, and their doctor is trying to see what they can do for her eyes. He says she's willing to come with us, but I'm not sure what use he sees in her as she is. I mean, a pilot has to see, right? I guess we'll find out in a few days if she's up for the journey. Not much luck finding anyone else, though. We met a few more candidates, but so far, no one's standing out. I've resorted to sleuthing around on my own. We've covered a lot of ground at Drema Academy, but we haven't really looked within the seminary. Since Nicola, Chartrulean seems to be open to relaxing his requirements, which could be good or bad. I definitely don't want to bring in the wrong people just because I think he'll allow it, but I do think that we can train them if they are remotely close to what we're looking for. I mean, out of the gate, only half of us are really soldier material as it is, so we'll all be learning at a similar pace anyways. There aren't too many people my age that I'd recommend on site. I'm just gonna start talking to everyone I come across to see if there's anyone lurking around with developed abilities who might just be too shy to speak up. I imagine the kinds of abilities we'd find here are more of the intellectual type, but that has to count for something. Yulia has been trying really hard not to get involved, which is frustrating, but I guess that's just that old world mentality at work. If you don't move the pieces in the first place, you can't lose the game. I can't wait to get out of here. Year 6, Day 291. Chartrulean has been spending a lot of time with Nicola, watching her recovery very closely. I finally got to meet her and have to say, I underestimated the situation. She's very spirited and the doctor says he can fix her eyes. Of everyone we've found so far, she's far and away my favorite. Her and Brooke. They seem to be really good-natured and have had the hardest times of all. So, I guess that makes 7 of us. Chartrulean's saying that once she's recovered a bit from the procedure, we'll travel back to Simitu. I'm not sure if he's more interested in Nicola or the doctor, though. That doctor is a weird one. Almost as weird as Chartrulean, but in a different way. I can't understand what they're talking about most of the time, but it sounds like the doctor is also a bit of a treasure hunter? Always out trying to find old tech for the seminary. Though, I'm not sure if it's to study it or hide it. They keep talking about something called assimilation, which, as I understand it, is a super fringe and highly forbidden thing now. Anyways, interesting as that is, I've had my ear to the ground in other places. I felt a little odd, eavesdropping on conversations and even following people around a little bit from a distance. I got called out pretty quickly by this kid named Famke. I didn't think I was being that obvious, but once he figured out what I was up to, I couldn't really shake him. Suddenly he wanted to be my sidekick. He claimed to have some aura sensitivity like Nicola, only in his case, he had studied and gauged the ability of just about everyone in the seminary. He told me that he would tell me everything he knew on the condition that he could come with us to Simitu. Naturally, I assumed he was bluffing, and I certainly wasn't going to waste Chartrulean's time with him, so I said no. But then, for days after that, no matter where I was, Famke found me. He teased me with details about students. So-and-so could extract information on an object just by touching it. So-and-so could manipulate other people's dreams. So-and-so could detect if someone was lying. But he wouldn't point them out to me, only tease their abilities. It was incredibly exhausting. I've been doing everything I can to avoid him, but nothing's worked. Then, just tonight, I was talking to Chartrulean in the infirmary. We were going over the different types of people we had found and their respective abilities, and I kind of told him what I was up to. We wanted to figure out if there were any obvious holes we were missing that needed filling. It was actually the doctor who suggested we try to find someone empathetic. I hate to say it, but I actually think Famke might be able to help me find someone, if he isn't that person himself.
If you're a fan of immersive audio fiction, you won't want to miss out on these shows from Packhowl Media. The Madness of Chartrulean.
Will this world accept my vision of the future? Or is all of this a mistake?
The Nebulous Saga.
You killed my family. They killed mine. And for 10 years, I've been making the Alliance pay.
Tales for Howling at the Full Moon.
It is not my worth that brings me here. It is my calling.
Another day, another chosen one.
To learn more about our shows and find out how to support independent creators, visit packhowlmedia.com